Hello everybody, hope you're having a fantastic day today. Thank you so much for checking out the video. Today I just want to bring you a video for just an overall overpowered heavy gunner build for 2025. I'm sure you're going to love this build. Let's get into it here. Okay, so let's start with the perk cards and the build and all that. Yeah. Pretty solid build here. It is an end game build. I will try to do a video for more of a beginner friendly build for this. My previous videos on beginner builds for full health are definitely still great to go watch if you want to check them out for now. You may just have to replace some perk cards around like the ones you see in this video. So maybe use this build here for guidance if you're starting a beginner build and just make it something to work towards. This is definitely an end game build. Some of the weapons I would recommend with this build is definitely a Gatling gun. I feel like it's one of the most underrated weapons in the game. Like 5mm are just impossible not to, gather. A plasma caster, absolutely amazing weapon. Highly recommend it. One of the more powerful weapons in the game. An LMG as well can be a lot of fun, especially with the new VATS improvements. And, of course, a Holy Fire, probably my top pick for a heavy gunner weapon. You're going to love it if you haven't tried it already. I would recommend the the Hellcat, the T65, and the Union Power Armors. I will link a video in the description going over Power Armors in more depth if you want, but I would recommend these 3 Power Armors with your build. And just to get into some of, the mods that you would wear with this, like for the arms, it's not really a huge deal unless you're doing something specific. But on the legs, you're definitely going to want calibrated shocks. You can see I forgot to put them on my T65 here. And yeah, Overeaters is definitely a legendary effect that you're going to want. Emergency Protocols, I wanted to say here too, for a mod is great if you want to go lower health power armor. I would just go core assembly with this build though, to be honest. You won't need the emergency protocols. And yes, again, to go over the legendary effects, Overeaters definitely, and just keep your food and your drink up, unlike what I do, and you'll be laughing. It's the most overpowered prefix for armor in the game. And I would just go with weapon reduction, honestly, if you can get Arms Keeper for the 3rd effect. And whatever you think a 2nd effect will probably be more than you'll need. For mutations, I would recommend Carnivore, Herbivore, depending how you're playing. If you're, using melee with this build, definitely a Carnivore. Herbivore is great with Company T. You maybe could use Eagle Eye Serum. That wouldn't be a bad one to use. Egghead if you want a little bit more intelligence, say for ranking up a little bit faster. I would recommend Healing Factor Serum. It will save you some stim packs down the line. Again, Herbivore is great with Company T if you want to go that route. Herd Mentality is like a must. Just take this serum and join a team. Marsupial Serum will be great for jumping. You don't really need Scaly Skin. Speed Demon is absolutely awesome for this build, and that's pretty much the mutations you would want with this. Of course, if there's any specifics that you would like, you can incorporate that as well. Now, I just want to say, this build is more like defense than offense, but I'm going to show you that you can get a lot of damage output with this build. But for the most part, it's basically keeping you alive. Like, this build is definitely raid friendly. Just don't expect to do too much damage until you get the right weapons and whatnot. But this build is definitely raid friendly. You can take a lot of damage. And, like, just for regular mobs, like when we're talking about killing enemies, like, this build will do more than it needs to. Like, it just destroys regular mobs with pretty much any gun that you want to use. Oops, sorry, my mic cut out there, but we are back. And yeah, it's just like if you are killing regular mobs, like you can pretty much use any weapon and it will do the trick. I used the Holy Fire here. I really didn't need to, but I just absolutely love this weapon. And yeah, this build is great with the Holy Fire. Just throwing that out there again. And yeah, like for more tankier enemies, again, I would recommend the Holy Fire, or the Plasma Caster would be great as well. Like I said before, it's just not the most damage output in a build, but it'll more than do what you need it to do against enemies, and it'll take out pretty much everything that you need to, especially with a team. Even this behemoth was looking at me like, this build is crazy, man. All jokes aside, though, like, this build for defense is insane. Like, robots are actually going to kill themselves, and you won't even have to shoot or have a weapon out. Yes, they will kill themselves. As you can see here, I'll put my weapon away, and the sentry bot just loses its health. And actually, my fusion core is being recharged as well, and my health is getting replenished. So definitely shouldn't have a problem staying alive with this build. This build is extremely defensive. Like, here's a Mr. Gutsy here. I'm just looking at him, and he's just killing himself because he's shooting me. Absolutely awesome. I love the new perk cards, I really do, and this build is definitely a good way to show those perk cards off. Like, if you're in a silo here as well and the turrets start shooting you, like, which is very annoying, they're gonna explode. They will destroy themselves, the turrets as well. You're pretty much invincible to energy damage and most robots. Like, you're gonna love this build, trust me. And yeah, that's pretty much it, everybody. Thought I just wanted to put together a good little build here for you guys to start off 2025 off with. Yes, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to check out the video as well, and have a pleasant evening. Thank you so much for watching.